$5,000 a month. Same street as you, same fence, same zip code. Your neighbor is already doing this. And you walk past their property every single morning without a clue what's happening behind it. No camera. No Amazon store. No side hustle. Animals. 7 specific animals that nobody on your block knows are back there, generating income that most people never figure out is even possible in a suburb. Here's what I know about you. You've got unused space right now, a backyard, a shed, a spare room, and it's making you $0. You can turn that exact space into $2,000 to $5,000 a month. But before we get to the animals, and number 5 is the one that will genuinely stop you. There's one thing you need to know first, because it affects every animal on this list. Most neighborhood zoning rules were written to solve 3 problems: a rooster at 5 a.m., a goat eating a fence, a cow on a small lot. The rules were built around noise, smell, and size. Chickens, goats, cattle. But 6 of the 7 animals in this video were never mentioned in those rules. Coturnix quail are classified as game birds, not poultry or livestock. The U.S. states, in most suburbs, they fall completely outside the rules that ban backyard chickens. Always verify your local ordinances. But in our research, most suburban operators face 0 permit requirements. 100 birds in a 12-square-foot cage system produce about 25 dozen eggs per week. At $6 a dozen, that's $150 a week. But the people making real money aren't selling eggs to eat. They're selling fertilized hatching eggs to small hatcheries at $1.50 to $3 per egg, generating $400 to $600 a month from the same flock. A breeder outside Columbus, Ohio, running 18 pairs along their back fence, supplies 4 small hatcheries. Monthly take-home after feed, around $420. Startup costs were only $150 to $300. The work is real, though. Cages need cleaning twice a week. And the biggest mistake we see is buying cheap layer-strain birds because they get a 30% hatch rate that loses buyers in the first month. Breeding strain birds cost more upfront, but they produce more in the long run. The same flock has a third market most people never think to approach: restaurants. 60 birds supplying 2 restaurant accounts at $6 to $9 per dozen can gross $900 to $1,100 a month. Restaurants buy through the kitchen, not the front desk. Show up at the back entrance between 2 and 4 p.m. on a weekday, bring a sample carton, and ask for 2 minutes. That one conversation at 3 restaurants is worth more than any farmer's market table you'll ever rent. Next is a bird that's invisible to almost every HOA rule ever written, producing a product specialty butchers in major cities are searching for and can't find. The USDA classifies Muscovy ducks as ornamental waterfowl, not poultry. A city requiring a chicken permit has almost no way to regulate a Muscovy flock. They hiss quietly. They have no rooster noise, so there is no ordinance trigger. Muscovy breast meat sells to specialty butchers at $8 to $14 per pound. One dressed drake yields 4 to 6 pounds. That's $32 to $84 from a single bird, in a market with almost no local competition. A flock of 12 birds in a converted shed can earn $400 to $650 a month. The monthly feed cost is only about $25. But keep 1 drake per 4 hens. More than that stresses the flock, drops egg production, and turns a passive system into a daily problem. If these numbers are useful, now is a good time to subscribe. Every week we publish verified income systems like this. Real costs, real timelines, and always something you wouldn't expect. Rabbits aren't classified as livestock in most U.S. city codes. They're listed as small animals, in the same category as a dog. No farm permit needed. A rabbit hutch along your fence line is legally just a pet enclosure in most cities. A standard doe produces 6 to 8 babies per litter, 4 to 6 times a year. Farm-to-table restaurants in cities like Nashville and Portland pay $9 to $18 per pound for local rabbit. In most markets, restaurants want more than producers can supply. Rabbit droppings are also the only animal waste you can put directly on a garden without composting. Bagged before planting season, it sells at $10 to $20 per bag. A 3-dose setup can generate $500 to $800 a month across meat, breeding stock, and manure. But the biggest mistake is breeding more rabbits than you have buyers for. Always, line up your buyer first. One of the next animals doesn't just make you money. It can legally lower your property tax bill by 30 to 70%. In most USO states, 2 alpacas on a qualifying property can trigger an agricultural tax classification. In Georgia, Texas, and Virginia, that can cut your annual property tax by 30 to 70%. A $2,000 tax bill reduced by half is $1,000 back before you sell a single ounce of fiber. In year 1, that saving often beats the fiber income entirely. But even the fiber income is real and additive. One alpaca produces 5 to 10 pounds of raw fiber per year. Processed into yarn, it sells for $25 to $50 per skein. Female offspring from good bloodlines sell for $1,500 to $5,000 each. The startup costs run between $3,000 to $6,000 for registered females. This animal does have the highest entry cost on this list, and be sure to shear in April through early June only. Off-season shearing drops fiber quality and your sale price. Now, Animal 5 doesn't produce something new to sell. It makes money by eating what your other animals throw away. Black soldier fly larvae eat kitchen scraps, rabbit droppings, and garden waste. Things your other animals are already producing. They turn that waste into biomass that's 40% protein. Dried, it sells for $10 to $20 per pound to poultry farmers and reptile breeders. But the biggest number isn't what they sell for. Fed back to your quail and rabbits, larvae cut commercial feed costs by 25 to 30% every month. Even if you don't sell a single larvae, you're already cutting your feed bill, which means more money in your pocket. A basic garage setup can generate $300 to $600 in combined sales and feed savings monthly. The startup costs are between $80 to $150. But remember, cold temperature stall reproduction, so a programmable thermostat is not optional. Heritage breed turkeys, Bourbon Red and Narragansett varieties, sell to families at $8 to $12 per pound at Thanksgiving. An 18-pound bird at $10 per pound is a $180 sale from U-Home. Most markets have 0 to 2 listings. The demand is real. The supply isn't. A flock of 20 birds pre-sold each year averages $650 to $900 monthly, from start to finish. But never house heritage birds with commercial breeds. Commercial birds eat more aggressively and wreck the genetics you're charging premium prices for. Most people look at an empty backyard and see nothing. That's the consumer mindset. A producer looks at the same space and sees things that aren't working yet. In our research, the operators who fail aren't the ones who picked the wrong animal. They're the ones who started 5 systems at once, got overwhelmed by month 2, and quit. The ones who succeed pick one, get it making money, confirm they have a buyer, then add the next. One gear turning builds a machine. Everything at once builds a mess. 7 animals, 1 fence, none of them requiring a farm permit. The combined monthly profit from these animals on a single suburban property could run between $2,500 to $5,000. But before you buy a single animal or build anything, watch one of the videos on your screen. Because picking the wrong animal or system to start with is the most expensive mistake in this space, and it's also the most common one. Both videos on your screen are worth your time, because at least one of them answers the exact question you're probably asking right now.